the hurricane that is coming at us at rapid speed now and more, people don't want to believe it's man causing it. The ozone layer depleting. Whole heap of people don't want to believe it's man cause it. Well, I want to tell you that it's man cause it. And even though disasters used to take place for centuries, but the kind of disaster that is taking place in these times is directly related to what man is doing. I know some people out there now pray like them a pray, say this and that not happen and that not happen, but people pray and have nothing to do with with nature, you know. I'm telling you that, you know, I'm no business. If you don't want to say it's sound and we or Mutabaruka say that. Rainy night in the hills, yeah. And we are go through, you know, we are go through, we hear them say, storm a pass through day after tomorrow. And people for us take heed, you know, take heed. I hear them say, boy, it could have curve to IT. We don't want it curve to IT, we don't want it come along as so. We don't know if it can go somewhere else. I mean, really and truly, man. Last year, the plant them blow down, you know, and the plant them just a come back, and now for go blow down again. Anyway, we're there with you. We're there with you. I go through the pieces, and as we say, this is the cutting edge on IRFM. We're there with you. Cutting edge, rainy and more rainy. We want the people them keep safe in the night time, you know, because you see them they come rain and them cause the avalanche them, you know, and them cause all the mud them whenever you used to move when them little rain just keep falling and you know it's not like a powerful rain and stop. It just a go on and a go on and a go on and we are here say I know really this we are expect, you know. No other this. Where we are expecting to reach out there so yet. You understand? So we just tell the people them to just watch on our door. All them ones on the gully bank them and someone's in the river too. Some of the people them in the river. I don't know what could have caused I want to think that. Through him they comes to river now run, him feel say boy, the river will never run. And it's a river route, it's a river route, so why you feel say the river now go come down one at a time? And people up on the hillside them. The hillside we are dealing with, you know. Remember say, a dirt underneath the house, you know. And someone now think for go put cement and concrete underneath there. You understand? Just put the block them and build pan and the dirt, you know, go deep enough for hold it. So I don't know what you can do now, but I know said when hurricane come a whole heap of house crumble. Believe you me. You know, I mean, me don't know. We're gonna need some help to restructure Jamaica. Trust me. Poor people have to live too much weird place to survive. And when we talk here, people say this and that, people say that. We are telling people, you know, when flood come, when the flood them come and the rain a fall and I wash with this and I wash with that, a poor people place a wash where. A poor people, rich people who stand up for look on all them tall concrete and steel thing where them a build there. You think a poor people living in them place there? Our poor people own it? No, sir. So we have to watch what we are saying. Watch what we are doing because people are talk about prayers and prayers and prayers. Rain have no sensibility as it comes on to human understanding of nature. See, rain a fall and the breeze a blow and it no respect no one. The rain fall upon one man house top and fall upon the next man house top. The man who go to church every day and a pray and a pray and a pray. And the man who had the wickedness are the same thing. If your house stay a certain way, it will come down. So me have to watch my house. Me watch the one house next door to me. Yes, and me think from people who me know say, well, them not in a good standing as it relates to house. Because any moment, no care how your house stay in a certain way. You understand? Certain things can happen. But there's certain things won't happen if you just take the precaution. Take the precaution, because me I tell you, it's not nice. It's not nice when you're in a house and the whole of your house stop blow up. And me I talk about sensible house stop too. Yeah, all my house stop, you know. My house stop, you know, you don't know. We're going to have to go tie it down. We're going to have to go tie it down. Yeah, man. Because it's not nice. And then the road, them again, oh gosh, man. Mudslide. You know much mudslide between where me live and for reach a Stone Hill. You know much mudslide. It's like one-way traffic. Because no all up the side of the hill them. And the more the rain fall, the more the ground soft, and the more the mud are washed down in the road. So you find, say, eventually a roadblock. And the alternative, when me have, is to drive, go and St. Mary and come back round. By the highway and come back round to reach a Kingston. That is where my thing there. My thing there, for go downtown. You just drive straight down Stone Hill and go down Manor Park. But if there's a landslide up, you know, so I have to go end up on the highway, go through St. Mary and Port Maria and all them places. Anyway, today I'm with you on the cutting edge, rainy night. I can't say rainy night as usual, you know, because that's unusual for rain to fall up all them once, yeah, right through the year. So, you know, it's not like an unusual thing. But them put something in our head, because even though the rain fall now, we still have think on something major going to happen, which is storm, which is more water and more breeze. You know, the rain, well, to me, the rain is a problem, the breeze. We're going to blow down all the tree them. Yeah, the fruit tree them where just a come forward. You know, I mean, I tell you, say, it's not easy, man. Man propose and nature dispose. So all the whole heap of argument about this and that. When water and fire ready, it no respect nobody. Eat, air and water. No respect nobody. So we have to just know how we are fix the thing. How we are move in a this year earth, yeah. Because it no belong to none away. We come here, come see it, and we are going to left it. Everyone upon the earth. The earth are going there still. When everyone are gone, and a new set come, and we don't even know 1,000 years from now, what is going to occupy this planet. We don't even know if it's man are there still. Because the way man are going now, it look like him days numbered. And it's him and number him days them. So we have to just do what we can do when we're there. So do the best we can do and see one another as equal, as one, as I and I. As I and I say, there's no you and me in the concept. It's I and I, no second person. Because you see the goodness in that thing, you have to see yourself in that thing. Yeah, to see the goodness in things, you have to see yourself in things. That is part of the coming forth by day, what them call the Egyptian Book of the Dead. You know, there are certain strengthening words that can come forth out of it, just like how people use the Bible to strengthen themselves. It's just that now we give over our power to something other than. Yeah, something other than. And as we, everything come down pan. When you really count the numbers them, the buck stop at we, the people, and how we treat people, how we treat the animals, and how we treat the wind that blow and the rain that fall. Because we can help to use all of them things that we see as dangerous. To protect us also, protect life too. Eat, air and water. Destroy, but it protect also. That is where the power there in nature. Eat, air and water. We could start with water. Water can save your life and water can drown you. Fire can save your life and fire can burn you up. Air can save your life, but air will stifle you too and blow you away. So we have to rectify how we see nature and how we angle nature. Because man is the last thing we come on this planet here. Yes? The last thing, when you look on the bird, the animal them, when you look on the tree them, when you look on water, all of them things there. When them things that are there, human beings never exist yet until further down the line. But when we come here now, we are going like say, are we run things? Are we run things? You know how much millions of people are there? And how much millions gone? And yet still the earth still there. And we are going like so we take everything and turn it bad. Everything. And we treat one another in such a way that, wow, disgraceful. When you hear some man talk to some woman, and when you hear some mother talk to some picnic, and when you hear some picnic talk to them friend, you say, wait, it's what is? It's like we're living in a jungle, man. It's like we're living in a jungle. May I tell you, in the rainforest, yeah. I know the people ever say I want to wait. I also much rain that fall for about there for 5 months now. Out of 5 months, you know, we did have some breeze that blow one at a time without rain. Yeah, we did have breeze that blow one time, but the breeze stopped blow. Rain a fall, breeze stop blow, and chicken rolls so out the door. We are continuing the journey, yes. While up Shane, as usual. Shane, man, this couldn't happen if Shane never done it, so believe you me. We want to yell up Nigel. This couldn't happen if Nigel never bought. We want to yell up Nigel as zip, you know. Yes, the zip man that, don't a zip. Not because we see the sun a shine, even though things are bright, we feel so we pass the worst. That is a hurricane, that is. So we have to prepare feet, you know. Yeah, man. So the COVID gone out of proportion. We're not going to talk much about that because we have tomorrow to deal with that. Because we say, we don't want to depress the people them at the night right now, you understand? Yes, we want to look on it. But we're going to depress you still. But we're not depress you with the COVID. The environment is really something else now because here we know. You know, so you have people in America who don't believe, say, there is a serious problem going on that is shifting the environment position and shifting how things react in terms of how nature react to certain things we are going on the earth. And these reactions, most of the time, is created by men. The action of nature that is not conducive to human comfort and human joy. The action of nature against those comforts and joy is caused by man themselves. Man creating disturbance in the atmosphere with them chemical germs and them chemical warfare. And then he want to tell you, says God, I do these things. No, God not doing nothing. No, God not doing nothing. It's him, man, I create the problem. And nature have a way to belch out, vomit out, cough out, sneeze out, just like human beings. All the undesirable viruses that is placed in front of them. All the desirables, the undesirables. So all these sickness, where you see a guara man have. When him belch, cough, sneeze, or whatsoever him do, is a next man, he might infect a next person. When nature sneeze, belch, and cough, it's not doing nature nothing more than just getting rid of the excess baggage that human beings cause to be twirling and twisting all over the place. So when you hear a man say, oh, plastic, too much plastic, is going to destroy the planet. No. Plastic can't destroy the planet because plastic come from the earth in different forms and shapes. But guess what? It is man, life, that is getting miserable because of all these plastics, not the earth. Oh dear man, the last creature to come on the planet, to believe that him can destroy the planet. Who dare him to believe that? Who dare man to believe, say, all these bombs and all these will destroy the planet? No, it's going to destroy man. Because man will make bomb to destroy human beings and left building. Can you believe that? Yeah, man, neutron bomb. Remember a bomb named neutron bomb? It destroy human beings and left the buildings. Oh, the hell, why would a man sit down and try to make a bomb that destroy human beings and left building? Who the hell going living at the building them? Rat and cow and goat and sheep. And this is the mindset of human beings. No. Why am I talking about the environment? We see we are going to California, and yet still a whole lot of people don't want to believe, say, is the change in climate conditions is causing the different movement of things. Things we're calling it now. The hurricane that is coming at us at rapid speed now and more. People don't want to believe it's man causing it. The ozone layer depleting. Whole heap of people don't want to believe it's man a cause it. Well, I want to tell you that it's man a cause it. And even though disasters used to take place for centuries, but the kind of disaster that is taking place in these times is directly related to what man is doing in relationship to the planet. We have to understand that. We have to understand how every individual upon earth right now is helping to destroy himself and others. And every individual can help to keep people alive, the birds and the trees and the animals. Now, several months ago, I talked about something named methane gas. And a little brother called me and I tell me, say, foolishness me attack. the reason why all of these natural disasters that take place is because man a chip off the moon. And I said, what the hell am talking about? Man a chip off the moon? And I tell him, say, I asked him if he about methane gas. He said, no. I said, then why you don't go Google methane and say if me a talk, what me a talk about? Him come back the next week and him never Google it and him still come back with the fools, say, women go up on the moon. And I said, do you know of any time? When did which country send a woman upon the moon? That actually land upon the moon. Anyway, him continue with the foolishness. So I want to go back to that argument about the methane gas. I want to go back about the methane gas because we have the carbon dioxide, we have carbon monoxide, and the carbon dioxide is what we breathe out. And we breathe in oxygen, H2O. And we have something named CO2, which is carbon dioxide. Now we have one named carbon monoxide, which you get it flushing at your face when you drive behind one of them coaster bus. When you drive behind the coaster bus them and the car them where a puff smoke at your face. It's a serious problem to your health that. And I don't know how police don't say all them something there because it's not something that concern Jamaican people. Because Jamaican people eat them lunch in a box, in a van, in a coaster bus or a taxi. And the road smooth road, well asphalt up. And he might eat and him not throw the box right upon the asphalt, block up the place. And I say, what the hell is happening to these people? And nobody, the police, them stand up there and them nah say nothing. After recent, I see people that drive, you know how much man get killed over the weekend without a ride and bike, without helmet. We hear people that fight against the mask. Because them say, well, government, why you wear a mask for your face? To go stifle with the carbon dioxide. So then the government, they tell us, I'm going to charge you money if you don't wear a helmet. And everybody try and make sure to them have a helmet. Oh, me no hear nobody a ball say, hey, the government, me no ban with no helmet, you know. Me no ban with no helmet or seat belt. The government make it mandatory for you to wear seat belt. And seat belt kill no picnic. Seat belt kill no picnic, choke them. That's no joke business. All right, so this methane gas, this methane gas get for really help to destroy man's living condition. It helps to destroy man's living condition because man is trying to kill animals, to eat them. So he have to have more animals, more livestock farming. More livestock farming means more methane gas. What is methane gas? Methane gas is when the cow poop, when the goat poop, when them belch and all these things. It let go a methane gas that is destructive to the atmosphere. Destructive. But guess what? Man is rearing animals to eat them. Now, apart from the animal not good for your structure, the amount of land that it takes to rear cow, you know how much food could have planted on that ground. You ever drive a country and when you look in a wise place, you see a 3 cow upon all acres of land, and you say, rotted. Me don't even have them space in my yard to run up and down. And this cow run up and down all over the place. I play catch it with him friend. And I eat grass and I mirror, and I leg up poop all over the place. And I create problems in the atmosphere. No, we don't take it serious. We don't take it serious, but it's a serious thing. This methane gas is a serious thing. Methane gas create more harm to the atmosphere than the car them when you see a drive on the road. All them SUV where you hear people say, why the pollution. The methane gas create more problem to man than the SUV them. But even the plane them when you see are flying out the air. Because our greed and our need to eat flesh is causing our own destruction. And we're not talking about destruction now because you eat meat and the meat possibly not good for you. We're not talking about it from a eating healthy purpose. We are talking about survival of a next species. Survival of a next species. And also the survival of the planet as it relates to man, making it the planet being home. We need to develop a culture where we can eat less animal products. We need to eat less animal products. And this is not no joke business now. This is not because I'm a Rasta, I say that. It's common sense. And sometimes the common sense is not so common because people don't have it. Because you don't even know why. Why Muta talk about not eat meat? You can't go and talk. Give me my goat and curry goat and them something. Look here, man. You're destroying man's way of life on the planet. So we're going to live in a bubble. Like when Michael Jackson go in a machine and stay there. We're going to live in a bubble because the air, like in Los Angeles now, the air is not proper for human beings. So people are move out even though the fire, well, I see a fire start at Los Angeles and all, but even though the fire never up at Los Angeles so much. People have to move out of Los Angeles. No, a place like Oregon. Oregon, you know much forest there, Oregon. We go to a festival in Oregon, man. We have to drive through some little dirt road for reach round in the forest. Forest festival, when you look around there, thousands of people around there smoke ganja and go out like them mad and all them something there. And I eat natural food and health food and them thing there. All of them places they burn down. And you see the smoke, if you know the American map, Portland, Oregon, we up at the what you call it, the west, the northwest of America. And them say people have feel the smoke in a Florida. You know how much miles that fire, you know, so the amount of fire we burn in America now is more than the square miles in Jamaica. You know, so you can drop Jamaica in some of the places where fire burn and whole heap of space still left. It's a serious thing. No. You see this methane gas? You see this livestock farming? Livestock farming, one, deplete the ground because it's not allowing human beings to plant enough food to feed the nation because we need land. We need land. We need land to plant food and build house. When you have 4 cows on an acre land, and you know so that acre land can bring quarts and quarts of red peas, or it can bring plant now more and lettuce and tomato and cabbage on 1 acre land. There's enough lettuce and cabbage that 3 cows on a piece of land like that. It's joke business. Not to mention, say them a pop up the place and the gas will go up in the atmosphere and create a problem. Now, what people might think says foolishness, me talk, but at 29 years, me the part of this program, and whole heap of people did feel say foolishness, me talk when me just start until them realize, but right, the brother there, him did I say some things, you know, hear me I say, man. The less meat is the less destruction. And you are saving a life. Because the animal life is no different from the human life. It's just different manifestation of the flesh that cause you to believe, say, you know, man domesticate certain animals, you know, like him domesticate dog and cat. Some people domesticate rat too. You understand? Now, the dog is because the dog can protect him. Him do all these things. Some people don't eat cow. In India, the cow is a sacred animal. In other West, people are rotted people are worship all cow. Them are idiot. Some people in certain countries don't eat pig. You have man in Jamaica who say, give me Arnold, what you talk about? Whoa. Arnold is a good meat, but it's not good for you or the environment. So where we are saying now, this idea of eating meat, and then turn around and I say, I don't Rasta thing, me have to give me eat my meat. Look here, human beings never make feed meat. Human beings acquire the eating of meat through time. And through them get lazy. And through them see animals and them start to behave like animal. Cow know when them go dead. If you go kill a cow, you don't think same. Just like if you walk on the road and see a gunman. If you walk on the road and see a gunman, you know how much enzymes jolt your body and start to send certain poisons in your body, that your flesh start to become weak and numb and all other things. You don't think that happened to the cow and the goat and all them something there. You don't think your goat know when you're going to cut off him balls, but you're going to make manish water. When you tie him upside down and cut off him head and all them something there. And so white people used to treat black people. It's so white people used to treat black people. Cut off all your balls. Every person, every male that was found lynched in America was found without them so-called private parts. Because these white people take them private parts and put in a bottle and carry go home. And we see human beings doing this to animals. Animals who feel say because them can't talk, them not have no sense and them don't know what going on around them. You have a thing coming because you say you have strength for certain animal. You want to go to Africa and buck up a certain animal and make you run. You know see it? Me there in a place in Africa one time while we are looking riding as a roast giraffe and we see a tiger. Down the bottom of the road, I said, we could go up on the tiger to return road. We said, three of them are run, come towards the car. We said, Virgin, you know, he said, the way you want me do. We say, oh, you mean, why you do? Why you drive off? I don't mean them to run come to see them, but them are run come to we, but I don't mean them are run far too. It's the other animal, him say. Animal, because the lesser animal have him, you know. Because so animal treat other animal and them not have the intelligent capacity to do what we do and know how we know. So it is in their little world for hunt the weaker one, just like how men, because you're weak, them take advantage of you. But it is not in our prerogative to hunt and kill animals, to eat them. Because you have some people now go eat them dog, you know. You have some people now carry them hungry, you know. And they want some feet, you know. Him now go kill him dog and roast it. Or fry it up and all them something. As a matter of fact, him go say, no, it's after me not Chinese. But you have people who eat dog. Which is a terrible thing. Terrible thing. And you have people who eat goat. And not only eat goat. Every part of the goat. You have people who eat cow, everything. And then take the skin and make all shoes. And all these things. Why is it that we eat meat? Most of us eat meat because we come say we people them a eat meat. And me know say, if most people was to kill the animal where them going to eat, they wouldn't kill it. They wouldn't have the guts to kill it. But them have the guts to put it on them plate and eat it. And continue and perpetuate animal destruction. Animal destruction is a terrible thing. Terrible thing. Where I say, we need to take a stock of the meat eating. And it might not sound like enough, but me now eat meat, me make a little difference. But if a whole heap away decides so we now eat meat, you know how much pollution it will save? You know how much pollution, you know how much animal would I really live them life or them can't live their life. It's like how human beings. Suppose you have a disease, like what you see in the movies, where make men become cannibals. Serious thing. I don't want to sound disgusting in the night, but just think about them walking dead movie where you watch on TV. It's a virus cause it, you know. It's a virus cause it. So you hear me I say now. You have to look on an animal like how you look on a human being, just like how you look on your dog where you have your yard. Because you can't appear respect to your dog where you have your yard because you feel the thief will come in and the dog will protect you from the thief. When you now protect the cow, or you now protect the goat. When the goat have been picking them and pick them up, meh, you take with the mother and go kill the mother and let the little people them to suffer, to fend for themselves. But you not think about it because you're a human being. You're a human being. And the problem with that is that the goat not eating meat. What a day when goats start eat meat. What a day when cows start run down man and eat them. Why we protect cats and dogs in your house, but we don't want to protect the cows? Because me know you to drive on road, you know, and see all the dog in the middle of the road and say them stop and make the dog cross. And them lick the dog. Lick the dog. That is the way of the human beings. And when we hear about party and thing, and people have said them want curry goat and rice. And nobody now eat no vegetable. Nobody now eat no vegetable. And we not talk about the health reason, you know. We just talk about life. And we are talking about the continuous killing, blood that is spilled every day to make man claim survival of the fittest and make man claim, say, he must have dominion over all animals. You think, say, you can't fight a war with animals? You're mad. If animals decide they're going to fight, you think, say, you can't win the war? If all the drunk of them start to fight against man, you think, say, you can't win drunk war? If all the goat them decide, say, watch a man, enough is enough. We want to yam them people, you know. You think you can't win? You can't win. Because one little pawpaw jump on your neck and that's you end up, yo. Much less a goat, one cow. Me see cow mash up car, just stand up on the road, so. And him no move, and the car go boom. And the car just mash up, and the cow just slowly walk across the road. He just a walk like he don't care. He don't care at all. It's a terrible thing. So we I say, just think on it.
Now the news. Tropical storm Melissa is expected to bring life-threatening and catastrophic impacts on Jamaica over the weekend and into next week. The Meteorological Service said the slow-moving storm will likely sit in place and cause several inches of rain between tonight and Friday next week. Speaking at a press briefing a short while ago, Principal Director of the Met Service, Evan Thompson, pointed out that Melissa is expected to become a hurricane today and could impact Jamaica as a Category 4 system by next week.
So it will be a major hurricane. What is projected right now is that it will be a Category 4 hurricane that makes impact on the island. It will likely decrease as it moves toward the north coast, but a Category 4 hurricane is more than we have experienced before moving across the island. Gilbert was a Category 3 hurricane when it moved over Jamaica. It became Category 4 when it was heading to the Cayman Islands. Ivan was a Category 4 hurricane, yes, but the center did not pass over the island. Beryl was also a Category 4 hurricane, but it also did not impact us with a landfall. It was a direct hit because we got the heavy rainfall and the associated weather, but it did not move over the island in terms of the center of the system. We have not had this experience before, so it's important for us to consider this as an extraordinary situation.
He noted that storm surges are expected, especially in southern and eastern parishes.
So if you are living anywhere near a coastline, it is important that you pay attention to the fact that storm surge is a real potential. What will make a difference in terms of how badly you're affected by the storm surge is where exactly the center makes landfall. On the right side, or the eastern side of that center, the storm surge will be at its maximum. So if the center of the system passes over western Clarendon, for example, along the coast, the eastern part of Clarendon will experience significant storm surge, and this could be up to like 8 feet or maybe more. So we will give you more details later in our later bulletins of the height of the storm surge. We'll try to see if we can also produce some maps that will indicate how far inland the storm surge will impact, so that those persons who are some distance from the coastline but still in the low-lying area would also have an idea of what to expect. Of course, that's where we are concerned with places, even in the St. Andrew, Kingston area, even coastal St. Catherine, that could be affected by storm surge. Port Royal comes to mind, and there are also communities associated with Portmore as you move toward the coast as well that would be at risk from storm surge because of this system. As I said, it is what is called a catastrophic hurricane. That is what is expected to not only pass the island, but move directly over the island.
Principal Director of the Met Service, Evan Thompson. Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness has urged Jamaica to be calm and prepared, even as he acknowledged the anxiety brought on by Tropical Storm Melissa. Speaking at Jamaica House, Dr. Holness stressed that people should be mindful of 3 main elements, including the fact that the storm could linger for at least 3 days.
The system is quite an unusual one, sitting in the Caribbean Sea for such a long time, making up its mind where it will go. It is obvious that it now has a trajectory where we can, with great certainty, say that Jamaica will be impacted. Let me be clear that the entire Jamaica will be impacted by this storm. The outer bands seem to be very wide, and it is already affecting the Dominican Republic and Haiti with significant rainfall. We should expect the same. So the first impact that we should be preparing for would be heavy rains. Once it becomes a major hurricane, which is projected to be within a day, then we will have heavy winds. The third impact will be the length of time that it will stay. If it continues to be as slow moving as it has been, then we could expect anywhere from 2 to 3 days. Would that be correct, Evan? Or even longer. So those are the 3 things you should be, in your mind, be prepared for. Now, I know that there are many Jamaicans who are anxious, who are very concerned, and rightfully so. You should be concerned, but the best way to address anxiety and any nervousness and concern is to be prepared. So I would urge all my fellow citizens, everyone who is now feeling nervous, anxious, uncertain, that now is the time to be prepared.
Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness. Travelers who plan to leave or enter Jamaica are being advised to do so today as the country's airports prepare for the impending tropical storm. Providing an update at Jamaica House this morning, Transport Minister Darrell Vaz noted that the Norman Manley International Airport in Kingston will close today after the arrival of its last scheduled flight. That flight is slated to arrive at 8 p.m.
So we'd have indicated this morning that both the Norman Manley International Airport and the Sangster International Airport in Montego Bay would remain open for today's scheduled flights. Subsequent to that, I've had a conversation with airports authorities before coming here, and a decision has been taken to close Norman Manley International Airport after the last flight that is scheduled to arrive in Jamaica at 8 p.m. tonight. So let me say that we would categorize it as 8 p.m. or the last arriving flight. So if the flight is delayed for any reason, it will be accommodated. But all flights will be accommodated today at both Norman Manley International Airport and Sangster International. So my recommendation for those of you who want to get back to Jamaica or to get out of Jamaica, try and change your arrangements to get out today, meaning Saturday.
In the meantime, Minister Vaz said further discussions with Sangster's management will take place in the afternoon to assess the weather and decide the appropriate next steps regarding closure.
We will have a meeting at 2 p.m. today to discuss the closure of the Sangster International Airport, MBJ. So we will advise you after the 2 o'clock meeting today as to the closing time for that. This is important for many reasons, both for our locals to get in and get out, but also for our tourism industry. So as we speak now, they are trying, the hotels are in communication through the Ministry of Tourism to communicate with the airlines to make sure that they increase their capacity loads in terms of the different planes and configurations to try and get out as many of those that are vacationing in Jamaica and want to get out, obviously, before the storm or the hurricane.
Transport Minister Darrell Vaz. Meanwhile, the Transport Minister says a decision will be made soon over whether or not the country's toll booths will be opened to allow free travel by citizens. Mr. Vaz said that decision will come when Tropical Storm Melissa draws closer.
As of right now, the build-up is not bad. We are monitoring it, and I have already signed an order that just needs to be dated so that it can be effected immediately. So once we see it, and I suspect probably closer to Monday, with the big impact coming between Monday night and Tuesday, that would when the necessity would arise. But more importantly, I'm also giving a directive that once the storm or the hurricane passes, that we open the toll for emergency services and, of course, other persons who want to go to check on their family, their businesses, etc.
And the minister, who is also in charge of the energy portfolio, says Jamaica's electricity grid remains stable with only under 300 Jamaica public service customers without power across the island. He was citing a report from the utility company this morning.
At 9 o'clock this morning, there were 275 customers without electricity, broken down as follows: 95 customers in the west, 40 in central Jamaica, and 140 in eastern Jamaica. There are no widespread outages at this time. Each outage addresses on average 2 customers. The major cause of outages are trees on lines due to the high soil saturation levels. Approximately 550 persons are positioned and responding. This includes JPS employees, local contractors, and overseas line workers, for which I can confirm that 71 are actually in Ireland as we speak, which is a big difference from Hurricane Beryl. There are no major incidents currently on the electricity system. System is stable and JPS has been responding accordingly.
Energy and Transport Minister Darrell Vaz. Garbage collectors from the National Solid Waste Management Authority NSWMA will continue working until the impending tropical storm Melissa makes it unsafe to do so. That's the declaration from NSWMA Executive Director Audley Gordon. Speaking with IRFM News this morning, Mr. Gordon said the authority has increased cleaning up operations across Jamaica following the announcement of the storm. He said the authority's regional teams are working non-stop, particularly in public areas and town centers, to clear loose garbage from roadways and reduce the risk of flooding.
As is per usual, we always work right up until the time when we consider it unsafe to do so. So as we speak, we are out, and when I say we, myself included, right now, I'm out in the Mutabaruka area where we have a little issue run about the Lorna Avenue belt that we are trying to rectify. We are trying to push to get the first trip off, that we can get another trip in. It is very overcast, very, very overcast. We're not sure if the rains will, prevent the second trip, but we are pushing hard.
In the meantime, Mr. Gordon is expressing concern over the number of cut-down trees being left along roadways by residents. He said this may clog drains and lead to flooding.
So while we're cleaning up the mini dumps, people are creating other issues now because the trees, the water will carry branches too and go and clog up the drain and cause flooding. So really and truly, I'm asking people, if you're cutting tree at this time, to put out on the roadway. It is better if you should have cut the trees already from the time the bulletin started. But if you are late cutting, don't put it on the roadway where the water, when it rains down, the water can carry it all over the place and clog up the drains. It's a lot of that going on, and it's going to be real problematic if we continue with that. Because the truth is, the branches are very light, and the water will easily carry them away. And then you have all sorts of flooding all over the place.
Executive Director of the National Solid Waste Management Authority, Audley Gordon. And
rainfall. So when we talk about 15 to 25, this is much more than you can even imagine to experience. This is a major rain-producing event. It is considered to be producing catastrophic flooding. In some cases, they say life-threatening. We have already heard about some lives being lost in Haiti, and this is because of this system. So we must take every precaution when it comes to the rainfall. If you are in any area that is flood-prone, a low-lying area, you must find a way to build a relationship with somebody that will help you to move from that area, or move to those shelters as soon as they are open and make sure that you are able to ride out this whole system.
He noted that the island will begin experiencing storm force winds tonight and hurricane winds by next Monday.
Storm force winds are expected to start being experienced in eastern parts of the island by this evening. And then as we go through tomorrow, those storm force winds will continue right across the country. We expect that we will experience the hurricane force winds starting to impact the island on Monday morning. It's likely that it will be Monday morning. So we are going to go through almost 48 hours of storm force winds affecting sections of the island before the hurricane force winds actually begin to impact us. And that is expected to continue right through Monday, right through Tuesday, right through Wednesday. And then we could be starting to experience some weakening in terms of the wind speeds. But hurricanes have a way, even if the center has moved away from you, the impact of the system usually continues for another 2 days. So expect that throughout next week, we will be impacted by this system. It will be very difficult to move around, even after the system has basically said that it is moving away.
He said hilly areas are at increased risk of landslides and strong winds.
The hazards impact different areas in different ways. But if you are living in a hilly area, there is the landslide hazard that is a real possibility. It's an eventuality. It is going to occur. We're going to have landslides, and some areas are well known for land slippages. Others might not be as well known, but because the soil is already basically saturated and with the extent of rainfall expected, we're going to have more communities along hill slopes steep hill slopes that will be impacted by landslides. The matter of the wind is usually increased over hills. If you are living on a hillside or on a mountains, it's lovely views from there, but it also puts you at increased risk for wind damage. And that is because there is a resultant flow. Apart from the impact of the winds from the hurricane directly, there is the resultant flow in that what hits the ground also rises up the mountains and the hills. So you have both things coming together and adding to the extent of the wind speeds that are experienced over slopes. That will be mostly on the slopes toward the south side of the island.
Principal Director at the Met Service, Evan Thompson. And the Met Office has stated that the hurricane warning remains in effect for Jamaica as Hurricane Melissa begins to rapidly intensify into a major hurricane by tomorrow. At 4 p.m., the center of Hurricane Melissa was located near 130 miles southeast of Kingston. Hurricane Melissa is moving slowly towards the west near 3 miles per hour. A slow westward motion is expected tonight through the west of the weekend, and a turn to the north and northeast is forecast on Monday and Tuesday. Maximum sustained winds have increased to near 90 miles per hour with higher gusts. Rapid intensification is forecast to continue over the next day or so, and Melissa is forecast to become a major hurricane by Sunday and is expected to be a major hurricane when making landfall in Jamaica early next week. And the Office of Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management, ODPEM, has fully activated the National Emergency Operations Center at high alert as Hurricane Melissa rapidly intensifies into a major hurricane. All parish emergency operations centers and emergency shelters have been activated. Full activation involves members of national response teams supporting to the center and responding to incidents within their areas of responsibility. The Donald Sangster International Airport in Montego Bay, St. James will close down by midday tomorrow. The airport remains open for extraction and emergency flights up to then, subject to weather conditions. The update was given a short while ago by Transport Minister Darrell Vaz.
Further to a meeting with the Airports Authority of Jamaica, Jamaica Civil Aviation Authority, the operators of the Sangster International Airport, we have decided that Sangster International Airport will close at midday tomorrow. I'm suggesting strongly that persons who are intending on traveling out or into Jamaica tomorrow morning out of Sangster International Airport be in close contact with the airlines, as there's a possibility that the time of departures and arrivals may shift to earlier times as a result of the discussions that just took place. There are some flights that come in and around midday and a little later and a little earlier. Those are the ones that we are trying to bring forward. So please be in touch with your airlines from as early as this evening into tonight, so that you are very clear as to what the status is on the flights arriving into Montego Bay tomorrow morning up until midday.
Earlier today, Vaz had indicated that the Norman Manley International Airport in Kingston should close this evening. This will be by about 9 p.m.
I've had a conversation with airports authorities before coming here, and a decision has been taken to close Norman Manley International Airport after the last flight that is scheduled to arrive in Jamaica. So let me say that we would categorize it as PM or the last arriving flight. So if the flight is delayed for any reason, it will be accommodated. But all flights will be accommodated today at both Norman Manley International Airport and Sangster International. So my recommendation for those of you who want to get back to Jamaica or to get out of Jamaica, try and change your arrangements to get out today, meaning Saturday.
Transport Minister Darrell Vaz. Meantime, with the imminent passage of Hurricane Melissa, the Airports Authority of Jamaica indicated that the Ian Fleming International Airport in Boscoville, St. Mary will close by 7 o'clock this evening, and all domestic aerodromes will close by 7 o'clock as well. Travelers are being encouraged to stay in contact with their specific airlines and follow the respective airport notice for further updates. Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness has assured that the necessary resources have been put in place to support persons affected by Hurricane Melissa within an hour of impact. The storm is slowly moving towards Jamaica and is expected to make landfall by next Tuesday as a Category 4 system. Speaking at a press briefing today, Dr. Holness noted that response teams are on standby with relief supply items ready for distribution as soon as the storm passes.
Now, I know that at this time, there are many persons who simply have no resources at all. They are not able to go to the supermarket and buy even one bag of crackers, I am aware. And we have tasked the Ministry of Social Security to start to pre-position supplies, but in all reality, we wouldn't be able to get supplies to everyone who is genuinely in need of the supplies. The most immediate first responder is usually, it's either your church or your member of parliament or your councillor, the police. So we are going to make provisions for the councillors and the members of parliament to be able to, where they can, because they are humans too and they wouldn't be able to be out in the storm, but as much as they can, we will resource them to be able to assist. They will, and I'll be clear with this, they will not be able to assist every case. It's just physically not possible. But in as much as cases are brought to their attention, their network of workers and community activists and so forth would have brought cases to their attention, then we can assist.
The Prime Minister urged citizens to ensure that they keep documents such as identification safe, as these will make distribution of aid and related accountability much easier.
There is another important thing which we ask you to do. Keep your documents safe. Now, your identification, your passport, any prescriptions that you may need to be refilled, your land titles and all of those things, keep them safe. Keep them in a safe place. Yes, there would be distribution of benefits without the need for identification, but that would be very limited. In fact, in the humanitarian relief and recovery phase, I would say that most, if not all, the distribution of benefits will require some form of identification because of the accountability issues that even though it's a hurricane, we can't suspend accountability. So keep your identification safe.
He urged citizens to continue praying for a change, even as the country prepares for the worst.
I still have hope that the impact will not be as bad as it is shaping up to be. But we will prepare for the worst and continue to pray for the best. The impact, whatever it is, the preparation can have some mitigating effect on the impact, but the real work starts the hour after the impact. And what we have done in terms of national preparedness is to put everything in place to be able to respond the hour after the impact. And that is how quickly we intend to recover from this hurricane.
Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness. The National Environment and Planning Agency, NEPA, is advising contractors and persons engaged in construction activities to safeguard the environment by taking the necessary steps to secure construction materials and their property. This as Hurricane Melissa approaches Jamaica. NEPA says prior to the storm, persons should take an inventory of all tools and equipment in their possession. It also notes that efforts should be made to clear the site of all debris and prepare for potential flooding by securing or moving anything that could be washed away. Meantime, Local Government Minister Desmond McKenzie reiterated the advisory, noting that loose materials could block drains, resulting in significant damage.
That there are several major construction sites that still has materials, sand, gravel, steel, and in some cases, cranes still hanging in the air. But we make a general appeal this morning to all construction sites, not just only in the corporate area, but right across the country, that they must start to take the necessary steps to remove cranes, steels, sand, blocks, which will only contribute more to the blocking of our drains and can have devastating effects on individuals, people's property, and can result in extreme damage.
Local Government Minister Desmond McKenzie. In other news, firefighters rescued a man from his sinkhole in Mandeville, Manchester yesterday. It's not clear how he fell in. The Manchester Police commended the firefighters for their quick response to the incident scene. Head of the division, Superintendent Kerry Duncan, said the man is being treated at hospital.
We were at a scene in Dunrobin where a man unfortunately fell in a sinkhole. It took the firefighters, and before I even go into that, I must commend the Mandeville Fire Department led by Superintendent Needham. This team went above and beyond over 2 hours down about 50 feet in a sinkhole to rescue a man that fell in a sinkhole. And I must say that he was taken out alive, and the Mandeville Hospital supported us greatly with the aid of an ambulance, and the man was taken to the Mandeville Hospital for treatment. Highest level of commendation to the firemen, the fire department. Extreme professionalism was displayed. I was very proud to know that these men and women of the Mandeville Fire Department, I am serving alongside them. Highest level of commendation to them.
Head of the Manchester Police Division, Superintendent Kerry Duncan. And to end this newscast, here's a recap of the main points. Met Office warns that Hurricane Melissa could drop about 25 inches of rain on Jamaica, resulting in catastrophic flooding and landslides. Airport in Montego Bay to close down by midday tomorrow, while the Kingston one will close by 9 o'clock this evening. And Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness assures that resources are in place to support persons affected by Hurricane Melissa within an hour of impact. That's news. News next at 11:45 tomorrow morning. From the Area FM Newsroom, I'm Patrice Walters.
That was news from Area FM, Jamaica's